The morning sunlight spilled softly across the marble countertops as the sound of a baby's faint cry echoed through the kitchen. Little Emily, only 7 years old, stood on a small stool near the counter, trying her best to pour milk into her bowl of cereal while holding her baby brother in one arm. Her tiny hands trembled as she balanced the bottle, her lips pressed tightly together. She didn't want to make any mistakes today. Not again. Ever since her mother passed away 2 years ago, Emily's life had changed in ways she couldn't understand. Her father, Mr. Daniels, a hard-working businessman, had remarried a woman named Vanessa, a beautiful woman with striking green eyes and a smile that could charm anyone. But behind closed doors, Vanessa was nothing like the woman the world saw. She had no patience for children, especially not for Emily. To her, Emily was a reminder of her husband's late wife, a ghost she could never compete with. Emily did everything she could to please her stepmother. She cleaned, helped feed her baby brother Noah, and tried to stay quiet when Vanessa was in a bad mood. But no matter how much she tried, it was never enough. Vanessa found reasons to scold her. Her clothes weren't folded perfectly, her handwriting was messy, or she simply existed in the wrong place at the wrong time. That morning, when Vanessa walked into the kitchen, her green silk dress swayed behind her like a curtain of authority. She paused when she saw Emily trying to pour milk. "What are you doing?" she asked sharply. Emily froze, gripping the jug tightly. I just wanted to help, ma'am," she whispered. Vanessa's lips tightened. "You wanted to help." She took a step closer, her eyes narrowing. "You've already made a mess, haven't you?" Emily looked down. Milk had dripped onto the counter. "I'm sorry," she whimpered. But Vanessa's anger had already flared. Without warning, she snatched the jug from Emily's small hands and tilted it forward, pouring the cold milk right over her head. Emily gasped. The milk splashed down her face, soaking her hair and dress. She began to cry, clutching baby Noah protectively so not a drop touched him. The room went silent except for her sobs and the sound of milk dripping onto the floor. At that exact moment, the front door opened. Mr. Daniels stepped in, briefcase in hand, his tired eyes widening at the sight before him. "Stoop?" he shouted, his voice trembling with disbelief. Vanessa froze, the jug still in her hand, milk spilling onto the floor. "What are you doing, Vanessa?" he said, his voice breaking between anger and shock. Emily turned toward her father, tears streaming down her face, the baby still in her arms.
"Daddy,"
she whispered. Vanessa dropped the jug, forcing a nervous laugh.
"She made a mess."
"I was trying to teach her a lesson. She's careless." But Mr. Daniels wasn't listening. He rushed toward Emily, pulling her close, wrapping his coat around her soaked little body. "You poured milk on my daughter," he said, his tone cold. Vanessa stepped back, suddenly realizing the weight of what she had done. "I didn't mean..." But he cut her off. "Get out." That moment marked the end of Vanessa's act. She left that very day, her pride broken, leaving behind her husband and the life she thought she could control. For the first time in years, the Daniels house was silent, but this time it was peaceful. In the days that followed, Mr. Daniels couldn't forgive himself. He had been too busy, too blind to see how much pain his little girl had endured. He took time off work and promised Emily that things would change. Every morning, he made breakfast with her. He took her to school, told her bedtime stories, and spent every evening holding his 2 children close. Slowly, the fear faded from Emily's eyes. Months later, as the family began to heal, something unexpected happened. Daniels received a letter from a foundation his company had recently partnered with, a non-profit supporting children who'd lost parents or faced abuse. He read stories from children just like Emily, stories of pain and resilience, and realized how powerful kindness could be. Inspired by his daughter's courage, Mr. Daniels made a bold decision. He sold a portion of his company shares and started a new initiative called Be Kind Always, dedicated to supporting children in difficult family situations, helping them rebuild their confidence and find hope again. Emily became the face of that mission, a small girl with a big heart who had survived cruelty and chosen compassion instead. Years passed, and Emily grew into a bright, confident young woman. The scars of her childhood didn't disappear overnight, but she turned them into strength. She spoke at schools, telling her story to other children who felt unseen, reminding them that their worth didn't depend on anyone else's cruelty. Her father watched with pride, knowing that out of one moment of pain had come a lifetime of purpose. Vanessa, on the other hand, found herself alone, haunted by the memory of that morning. When she saw Emily's story one day on television, she broke down in tears. For the first time, she truly understood what she had done, and how much damage a single act of unkindness could cause. She wrote a letter of apology, which Emily received but never responded to. She didn't hold hate in her heart anymore. She had already moved on. The story of the milk and the shout became more than just a memory. It became a message. That even in the darkest moments, love can rise, forgiveness can heal, and kindness can transform everything. So, dear viewers, if this story touched your heart, please remember it costs nothing to be kind, but kindness can change a life forever. Leave a comment below. What would you have done if you were Emily's father that day? Share your thoughts, your emotions, your lessons. And if you believe that kindness can change the world, don't forget to support this message. Subscribe to our channel, be kind always, hit that like button, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder that love is stronger than cruelty. Together, we can build a world where no child ever feels unloved. Be kind always.